Last week, Finn and I met up with our friend Joe, who we caravanned with from St. George, Utah to Bryce Canyon National Park. And this week, we continued on from Bryce to Capitol Reef, where we said our goodbyes and went on to explore the area alone. We had a few moments of chaos. I might have just made a grand error before we decided to spend Thanksgiving in a little motel in the middle of nowhere. It's actually Thanksgiving as I'm editing this, so hi, happy Thanksgiving. Or as I like to say, Merry Turkey Day. Apparently I'm going the wrong way right now. My friend and I and Phineas, and some deer are in Bryce Canyon National Park. I wanted to see a few more of the viewpoints here in Bryce Canyon before we leave, so that's what we're doing. All these viewpoints are dog friendly too, which is like kind of cool. This says no pets or bicycles. So we ended up mapping ourselves to Fairyland Point, which turned out to be one of the only viewpoints where dogs aren't allowed. Since the sun was quickly disappearing, we decided to just take a peek to make the most of it. That peek quickly turned into a wait, what the heck, this is gorgeous, and we proceeded to spend the next hour just geeking out over the landscape. Goodbye, sunlight. I know. So what are your thoughts on Bryce Canyon?
I am impressed.
Are you ready to rumble?
Let's go.
So we're just walking, we're just driving on this very, very dark highway. The last of the light fleeting. I'm in a very introspective mood, I think. I'm very much reflecting on everything that has happened over the last, I don't even know how long. I don't know what has been changing for me. It's like every week I'm just like more and more in tune with what I want, and I'm more and more comfortable with how I'm living. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like the things that were annoying about the van life, for some reason, right now, they're just not annoying. Anyways, that's what's going on in my head. You got the touch. Hey y'all. Straight talk, okay? There's some flat up things that I gotta say. The roll, the 94, rusty old Bronco, got everything.
Achilles, come down, won't you get up off the roof?
Oh my god, it's so cold. Okay, really quickly, I wanted to say thank you to Aura for sponsoring another video. I've been enjoying using Aura for the last 2 months, but I have been enjoying it a little bit more recently. For some reason at this time of the year, I always find myself a little bit more stressed out, a little bit more spread thin, and this year I'm dealing with something that I never thought that I would ever have to deal with, which is having trouble falling asleep. Am I turning into my mother? For now, I'm blaming it on the fact that I've been watching a lot more chaotic YouTubers like Tommy Innit, Danny Gonzalez, Karen Nate, Philip DeFranco. Anyways, so this last week, I've been trying to do this new thing where 30 minutes before bed, I turn off YouTube and instead I listen to some audio files on Aura. To no surprise, it's definitely been helping. Aura's all-in-one app is used by over 5,000 people. Nope, 5 million people. And it has thousands of meditations and stories created by expert coaches and therapists on topics including CBT, life coaching, spirituality, among other things. Probably my favorite portion is the CBT portion, which is where you can learn more about like the causations and the effects of different mental health things like stress and anxiety. So if you want to start a free trial, you can go to Aura's website using the link in my description. The first 500 people to use the link will get a free trial as well as 25% off, and then after the free trial, it's just $5 a month, which is less than a cup of coffee. At least where I'm at right now. Good morning, not good morning. It's 4 o'clock, and it's also been a week since I've filmed. So I've been here in Bicknell, I don't know, for a week. There was this quote in Matthew McConaughey's book that I finished last week. It basically said something along the lines of, I literally had to pull over to find this excerpt. It's titled, "The Justice It Deserves," and it reads, "To appreciate a place fully, a man must know that he can live there. When all his discomforts disappear and he lets himself be owned by the place, he needs to customize and localize himself to the place he visits to the degree that he knows he could dwell there forever. Then and only then is it truly acceptable for him to leave." All that to say that over the last, 2 weeks now as I'm editing this, I've gone from really not understanding why anyone would live here to finding myself falling in love with this town, now to the point where I could actually see myself living here. And this pattern has happened in more places than I could count over the last year and a half. And that is easily one of my top 3 favorite things about living on the road. Last time I was up here, I was fixing my roof and I forgot to put everything back together. This one, and this goes in here. I don't know how. Anyways, this place is like ooh, I feel like I'm gonna offend somebody by saying this. This place is almost a cooler Sedona. I mean, okay, Sedona's where the party is at. If you want party, Sedona's your gig. If you want to be alone in nature, in the place that you're sleeping, Bicknell, Utah. As the sun went down and the colors began to change, I scrambled to take some thumbnails while the light was right. My camera ended up dying after the first round of pictures, so it ended up kind of being a flop, but it gave me enough time to get all motivated to start a fire. I decided to go the lazy route. I mean, listen, have I had like 4 different people teach me how to make a fire? Yeah. And is it great knowledge to have? Yes. But when you're filming yourself at a precarious time of the day like sunset, you don't have an hour to run around like a madman looking for sticks and twigs while simultaneously stoking a fire to life. At least that's the excuse that I'm making. So this summer, one of the people that I met was Christian Schaefer, and she's been living on the road for over 3 years. And at the time that I met her, I was massively like struggling internally to figure out like how to make this sustainable, monetarily, mentally, community-wise, like everything-wise. I was just struggling, and meeting her created this like guiding force in my mind. In terms of the road life, she is so at peace with it. I feel like ever since I've met her, something's changed, but it's taken me however long it's been since I last hung out with her. It's taken me this entire time to come to terms with it myself. And when I say come to terms, it didn't mean that I was not having good times, but it meant that like beforehand, when I was having a bad time, like a bad day or a bad week, I didn't want to be living on the road. All I wanted to do was run back to my parents' house. Now, when things get hard, my first thought is no longer, how the hell do I get myself home? Instead, I'm like problem solving or just sitting in it, like sitting in the discomfort, because this is where I want to be. I don't know. That was unnecessarily deep. I don't think I can feel my fingers. I really can't. I'm so grateful to have a heater. Oh, I would be so miserable right now if I didn't have one. I think Finn and I are gonna go watch a few rom-coms. Hello? I think I'm gonna take the vest off tomorrow. Maybe not actually. I took the vest off once and he totally picked his scab to the point where it was bleeding again, so I need to leave this vest on. Yeah, I know, if you would just chill the hell out, your vest could come off. This next day was the day before Thanksgiving. I'd been in the desert for over a week. I was starting to go a little bit stir crazy, but I was stuck in Bicknell because I was waiting for a package. Anyways, since I couldn't leave the area, I decided to instead find an iOverland review up in the Dixie National Forest. My only objective was to see something green. When I started driving, it was already an hour until sunset, so when I passed a promising-looking Forest Service road 10 minutes sooner than the one I had mapped, I decided, why not? Let's save some time. Now, pretty quickly I realized, oh, I might have just made a grand error. We're gonna go walk it. As Finn and I got out and walked the road down to the pretty viewpoint, I'd already made up my mind that driving this road just wasn't worth it. I am vetoing this idea. The road sucks. When I got back in the car, I hadn't realized yet that the worst part of the road, the loosely packed part, was the entrance that I had already driven. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Yeah, I'm stuck. My first attempt, I thought I got stopped by a rock. My second attempt, I was smart enough to turn off traction control, and got a little bit of a running start, but I didn't make it, and I'm sorry. I totally just I didn't like the facial expression that I was making. After the second attempt, I had this weird sinking feeling. I ended up getting out and walking the road, which is when I realized, oh, this dirt isn't packed. The angle that I was holding the camera at makes this look flat, but I promise it wasn't. I wouldn't have been so scared to send it if it were flat. My third attempt, I just braced myself and went for it. We're just gonna do it. I don't care. We're going fast. I'm good at backing up. Now, I think if my backing up skills were normal, I would have been too scared to send it because I was kind of sending it. But lucky for me, I'm all right at backing up, and so... Oh, I did it. Oh my god. I was out. I should have known. You don't go down dirt roads. You go down gravel or packed dirt roads. 10 minutes later, the sun disappearing way too quickly for my liking, I finally pulled into a quiet Forest Service road. I've watched this clip at least 15 times just staring at Finn's feet. Look at his feet! My walk to the meadow was cut short since I wasn't comfortable staying out after dark when I wasn't following a trail, and since I was planning on getting a hotel in Bicknell the next day for Thanksgiving, I decided to drive the 30 minutes back to the desert. So this is Larb Hollow Overlook. It's overlooking Capitol Reef National Park, as well as some random reservoir. Probably not random.
I think something pretty. Oh, I was thinking something like that.
I got pizza for dinner. Ah! Why am I orange? Life is what? A super salad? What's a super salad? Finn and I are in Canyon National... I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on? Because I don't. On a walk. Oh, I totally... Yes.